You're probably thinking, well, Ruben, what are you using as a tripod? A freaking 2004 external hard drive with, well, I guess it's just this. So if you ask in the comments, Ruben, what tripod do you use? It's complicated. So let's get into this video. So I'll discuss two things in this video. This is take two of making this video. This is my stupid Olympus camera that I was recording on. Previously died. Well, died. It didn't die into the recording, but the battery, it showed that the battery is dying, so I just stopped. So I'll discuss. Oh my goodness, the focus is going crazy because the sensor, the laser autofocus sensor that my phone has, is covered up by the stupid hard drive. There we go. So I'll discuss two things. This video will be a little long because I can finally record as long as I want. But trust me, this is going to be a fun video. And if you think this video is going to be too long, well, imagine uploading this to a 30 megabytes internet connection that completely suffers when I start recording. So, what I'll discuss is why it has been so long since I've made a video, and what just gets me into making a video. So basically, it's a little channel trailer, but not an official one. But first, let's get into this. This is a new phone in my collection that I got on Tuesday. I was doing my normal business because Tuesday is a ridiculously busy day for me, and I will get into that at the end of the video when I'm done with this phone. But my grandpa called me and asked, Ruben, are you interested in a printer? In an old printer that I got. I said yes, why not? So he literally just came that day to me with the printer and everything. It's in a huge box right next to me. It's in a broader box, but it's actually an Epson printer, which makes it really funny in my opinion. But I asked him, do they also have phones? Because he was at my uncle's home. Well, one of my uncle's homes, since I have like three of them or something like that, four of them, I don't know. And he said yes. So he said yes in a funny way. He literally just said in WhatsApp, yes, you're getting that. Like, are you Santa Claus or something? Like, yes, you're getting that. Man, I laughed the crap out of that. So you're probably thinking, what phone, you ask? A freaking Huawei P20 Lite with its box. No, not with its charger, sadly, because it has 18 watt fast charger. That would be nice, but I don't have an 18 watts fast charger. Instead, I'm using a 10 watt. But it perfectly works. Sadly, it was Google locked, and that was an absolute gigantic hurdle. Let me just focus on the screen. There we go. It's a little bright. Here, that's bright. Let's get into the story. How I got there. No, I just told the story. God damn it. What I want to say is this thing was Google locked when I got it. Well, it was pin code locked, but it was seriously it was 4 times 0. Plus plus it got Google locked. When I resetted it, it was Google locked. So I tried downgrading the Android version by a SD card. Thank goodness, is the e recovery, and that's basically what Huawei calls the system recovery, which is basically a very modified system recovery, which has touch support and everything. Amazing made by Huawei. It worked almost every single time, and when it didn't work, it wasn't the fault of the phone, it was the fault of the SD card or the flash file. So downgrading went successfully, and you could reset the phone properly with the Google account off it by going into safe mode in an older ROM, or older Android version, which is 8.1, and then the Google account will be wiped. But mine never did that. It will always go to the setup. And it was downgraded because when you shut this phone down, it will immediately vibrate. Like, the moment you press the button, it will immediately vibrate. And older versions of the operating system of Huawei phones don't do that. So currently this is running EMUI 9.1, Android 9.0. I really want Android Oreo on this, but no, man, I just couldn't get it. But at least when I want to give up, but the last moment I had my laptop turned on, I pressed in 4 times 0 and it freaking worked. I couldn't believe it. So reset the phone properly, and now it's perfectly working. I love the notch. I don't know. It really just strikes to me how it looks. And this is quite a different phone compared to the P20 and the P20 and the P20 Pro. Mainly because Huawei was going crazy with Honor at the time of making this phone. By the way, the screen looks much better than on the camera. It's just a camera being a pussy again. Because it has the fingerprint scanner at the back. And you're probably thinking, well, what kind of color did you get? Black. And you're probably thinking, oh, that's a boring color. Look at this back. It is in brand new shape, and now I can finally show it in 1080p. Look at that. That is literally that's not brand new shape. That's legit brand new because the previous owner left a little peeling the peeler on, or the, well, I call it a peeler. It's actually just a screen protector tucked on the glass back. Yes. So I was the lucky person that could peel that off, which is extremely satisfying. And not only that, this is a brand new back cover. It looks absolutely freaking gorgeous and makes me wanna buy the biggest, most expensive case ever for this phone. So I thought, well, it's a light model. Can't be that good, right? This phone is extremely fast. Like, the case looks horrendous. It also has this little storage thing on the back, which actually just looks like someone just played with a knife on his phone. Made so many jokes about that. I literally thought it was a knife cut. I'm not kidding, but it's actually just storage. So yeah, amazing looking phone. The screen looks absolutely amazing, despite that it's a light model. I mean, on the camera it looks horrendous, but it's an amazing looking 1080p display. The colors are nice and crisp. The LCD is a little noticeable. The LCD, the black levels are pretty measurable. They're pretty noticeable, but that's what you get when you get a light device. This is not a P20, right? It also has slightly thicker bezels at the top. The P20 has like the really freaking small bezels over the notch, but they're pretty darn small. Plus, it doesn't have the awkward home button on the bottom, because obviously they can place it on the back. So I really love this design. It's quite distinctive. It's quite different from the normal P20 and the P20 Pro, but some other phones do copy this, which is kind of sad. It has 64 gigs of storage, 4 gigs of RAM, straight out great specs. I'm not kidding. I mean, my current phone has 4 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage, so get that. But yeah, this thing doesn't have an SD card in it. That's 64 gigabytes, and my phone does, for storing all your thousands of YouTube videos on there. So yeah, perfectly working P20 right here, P20 Lite, with quite good camera. I mean, it's a little disappointing in my opinion, but it could just be me. I only took one picture with it, so I can't really judge it to be disappointing, because it was just a bad photo. So camera quality, I can't really say much. Quite sad that this is a depth sensor. I mean, I can't really complain since my own phone has a depth sensor. I mean, those are literally just like, you can't. They're literally just undouchable. Yeah, like so many cheap phones have them. There's like it's almost impossible to get one without. But they're depth sensors. Let's just say that they're crappier than the macro lenses. Come on, man. I mean, I love the macro lens on my phone, but I don't really like the depth sensor. I don't take portraits like at all. I mean, it definitely does work. I mean, I've taken a portrait photo with my phone, and the depth sensor makes it look quite stunning. I mean, it makes it look like a much newer phone. But a little bit of lower amount of light, and it will frick up way too much. It will make the lower quality look, yeah, pretty janky. But the blur is pretty darn extreme. For a 2 megapixel depth sensor, it's respectable, but I'd rather have a macro sensor, and I would love to get a ultra wide sensor. Like, my phone doesn't have an ultra wide sensor; it just has autofocus. My phone has a macro lens, 2 megapixel, depth sensor, 2 megapixel, a 30 megapixel main cam, which I'm filming right now. You can also film in 480p with that 2 megapixel macro lens, which is quite impressive. You can literally just make macro video with that. That's really impressive. And an laser autofocus sensor, which is the thing that I just blocked in the beginning of the recording, so it's not fake. So yeah, enough about depth sensors. Rather want to have a ultra wide angle lens on this phone, like I had with my A40, but my A40 is now belonging to my friend. So no more ultra wide for me. It was a 5 megapixel shooter anyways. It was not an 8 megapixel one like I would have preferred. Plus, it was ridiculously scratched up. So yeah, even if the phone was restored, I'd much rather have this phone, because it's a nice metal and glass sandwich, not a crappy plastic piece of crap like Samsung just sells out every day. Yes, Samsung, you make very crappy phones that cost thousands of dollars, but are just made out of plastic. Huawei, nah, mate. Let's make our $300 phone proper material. Like, I didn't expect this thing to be made out of metal on the sides at all. So yeah, great P20 Lite right here. I always wanted a P20 Lite, but I knew it was going to be way too expensive, and my parents weren't really going to be happy with that. But I got one for free now, a freaking Lite model. Am I going to get the normal P20? Maybe someday, but I don't really want the P20 Pro because, yeah, I know so many people that had the P30 Pro, and I mean, the whole Leica camera thing, it's a little excessive in my opinion. So yeah, normal P20, probably I'll get that thing someday because it looks really cool from the front in my opinion. I mean, the home button and everything. Ridiculously good selfie camera, like it's like 24 megapixels or something. This phone has 60 megapixels, which is also really good, but the Chinese version of this phone has 24 as well. So yeah, if you're in China, buy this phone. It's better than the P20 in terms of value. Plus, it's only 190 bucks. This phone is only 190 euros. So get it. Not 194 and 30 cents to be exact. So that's P20 Lite. Yes, I've already mentioned the storage. It's just a Kirin 659 model, just a normal one. It's the ANE-LX1, so it's the most common model. But what's not common about it is just the back glass. It's in excellent shape. The screen is also in pretty good shape. It doesn't even have like deep gouges or deep scratches like the phone I'm recording with now, but it does have your normal, usual, like minor scratches, you know. So let's get my hands out, my hand and a half. So a little bit of news before I start with what's been going on lately. It's a little bit personal, but it's not really that much because my channel is so small that I'm probably not really gonna do like ridiculously personal stuff like what I do every day and like stuff like that. It's not weird. Don't get me wrong, but my channel is a little too small for that. Let's be honest. I mean, I've already almost been hacked once, and I've been traced by bots like I don't know, like 5 to 6 times. I mean, blocking them did work. So, a little bit of news. My mom just got a new phone. Finally, she finally signing off her Nokia 6 after 4 years. She unboxed it just a few minutes ago. It's a Xiaomi Redmi Note 10s in a white color. It is an absolute amazing looking phone. It looks like a freaking Huawei P40 Pro with like the white model I'm talking about. The white P40 Pro looks amazing to me, but I haven't really turned it on yet. My mom hasn't really turned it on yet because she is so careful with that kind of stuff. I mean, she just doesn't want to get off her Nokia 6, but her Nokia 6 is so slow sometimes. But yeah, a little bit of a sad thing is my grandma's phone broke. It's a Samsung Galaxy Grand Prime. She's been using it for like, wow, you're asking a question right there. For like, I don't know, 5 years, 6 years. It's been a good phone, although the battery really, really, really sucks. And it gets really hot, the phone, and it doesn't really, yeah. I mean, it's an old phone. The thermals are starting to suck, the battery is starting to suck. And now she dropped it, and now it's cracked. So yeah, it has to happen someday, you know. I mean, cracking your phone is like it has to happen someday. It happens someday. It will happen eventually. This P20 Pro will be dead in 20 years. My phone will be dead in 20 years. Well, I don't really hope so, because this is my first smartphone. But like, they don't last forever, man. My granddad. You're probably thinking, well, why doesn't your grandpa let your grandma use his phone? Well, it's an S5 Neo. It's getting old, but it does perfectly work. But my grandma's getting that Huawei, Nokia, the Nokia 6, which is an absolute slug of a phone. But I'll be custom ROMing it maybe for her, and I will maybe get their Grand Prime, which I'm probably gonna do a screen restoration on, and buy a proper case, cause like she has had 4 cases now. One of them was made for her phone. 3 of them were made for the Core Prime, so they do fit. But the headphone jack is misplaced, and one of the mics is blocked. So that's great. Anyways, that was the news. Not that much more. The printer, if you're curious, the printer does work. That I got, but I've only done a scan. I have knowledge when it comes to printers. I mean, I'm a huge tech geek. Like, I love computers. I mean, I'm actually wanting to make a second channel about computers. Let me know if that's a good idea. But I love photography as well. I love taking macro pics and just close-ups. But I'm not about the portrait stuff and all that. So yeah, that macro lens on my phone, great. I need it. Although there are so many people that hate them, which really freaking sucks. Especially when you use GSM Arena. I mean, those are some really strong haters that you have on you. Those are not your usual, like, I don't know, Twitter haters or Discord. Like, Discord is like, ugh. Discord, man, ugh. Now you're saying something nasty to me. Discord is like, I mean, I would discard that. I would discard it in the bin. But yeah, the reason why I haven't been uploading a video for a long time, which we'll get onto now, is because it's been busy. 2 weeks straight. I mean, I have to wake up in the morning for 7:30, at like 7:30 at max. Like, I have to wake up at 7 a.m. sometimes in the morning. And it's absolutely ridiculous. I have to go to school, which is, you all know that, the worst place on earth. Especially in my case, since I have the worst kids in the world in the class. So yeah, I mean, it's a pretty bumpy ride every week. I'm not kidding. And probably thinking, well, what does that have to do with your channel? Well, that really freaks up my schedule. Doing home stuff. Like, sometimes I'm just so lazy that I just don't even want to do anything. I just get on my tablet, watch Dankpots, and just, I don't know, man, just watch endless YouTube videos while being bored. But I most of the time make YouTube videos when I'm bored, and that's where the interesting stuff starts. I don't really am bored. I mean, I have to process tons and tons of information. I mean, I'm a 14-year-old. I have to process so much information from that stupid school. Um, from basically everything. My annoying brother, everything. So, yes, I have an annoying brother. Please help me. So yeah, that just doesn't really leave that much videos to come on YouTube. And sometimes I upload like 3 videos in a day, and that's when I'm really bored and just I upload my first video and I think, yeah, this is fun. Let's make more. And I make like 3 videos, 2 to 3 videos a day. Well, not a day, but just on that day. And that's most of the time in vacation. And if you're wondering, if you're curious, my next vacation is in a little bit longer than a month. So that will take pretty darn long before like that heap size of videos will come true for you. But yeah, what also really sucks is the motivation that I get from making YouTube videos. Like, well, the motivation to make a video, to be exact. My views have been going down crazy, like literally crazy. I thought you guys were gonna freaking love that Galaxy A3 and that S5 Mini that I got, which eventually broke, by the way. I tried replacing the screen, but the AMOLED broke in the process. Not on my main A3, which is sitting there. It still works, but it's still cracked. I mean, that A3 is an absolute piece of shit. If you're replacing your Samsung Galaxy A5 2016 or A3 2016, please buy a new screen, because the screen that you're taking off will be completely shattered into millions of pieces. Like, I'm not kidding. So yeah, that has also really sucked on me. That stupid Galaxy A3 that I'm actually just breaking. That I'm actually just doing a break test on. I didn't film that, but I did break it. So yeah, the amount of views really motivate me to make a new video. So if you guys make a video that gets lots of views, and I don't upload for like a week, I see it. Don't worry. I literally watch daily YouTube Studio. I watch my videos themselves sometimes, but most of the time I open YouTube Studio, I see the amount of views. Most of the time it's like, holy crap. How did my shorts make that amount of views? But like previous week, that was fucking disappointing. I mean, 10 views for a new phone in my collection video, that's ridiculous. I mean, that's ridiculously low. I'm not kidding. I'm used to have like, I don't know, 30 to 50 views. I really hope this Huawei P20 is gonna interest you. So yeah, we'll be doing some more videos on that. So yeah, that really sucks. So that's, I just do it intentionally. Like, I'm not mad at you guys, but still, that's like, oh man, that sucks. I'm not gonna make a video for a long time. If I don't make a video for a long time and I get a lot of views, I watch my YouTube studio much more Plus, I'm thinking, you know what? It's been long enough, and I'm gonna make a video, and that's literally how it goes. But yeah, on school, I just really don't have enough time, man. On school days, it's ridiculously busy. The Tuesday is like the hell. When Tuesday is over, it's like World War II is over, because it's the busiest school day of the week. We have to do tons of theory, tons of books that we need to make stuff in. Like I'm talking about the normal school stuff, but then like an extra layer on top of it that just makes it even more worse. Yes, our teachers have done stuff to that, like adding gym, which really relieves your stress. Let's be honest, gym really sucks, but it does relieve stress a lot. But that definitely does fix the Tuesday. So now I'm working at home on Wednesday, so that's nice. My school did that for me. Thank you. So it's still just way too busy, and not just a Tuesday. It's just that it's Thursday in my country right now, and I know the weekend is coming, but I have pretty darn plans for the weekend. Like my friends are moving, my parents are moving their computer, their old computer. They're gonna buy a laptop, but as a temporary replacement, they're using the computer that my brother and I have been using, that's shared, has been using as a gaming PC. But I got my own gaming PC at the beginning of this year on my birthday, so I don't need that thing anymore. It's just a crappy HP that my dad upgraded with a crappy GT 710. So don't worry, it's not really that good of a PC. But the hard drive is ridiculously fast. Plus the CPU is great, a Intel Core i5 3470, which is actually slightly more powerful than the i5 3350p that I have on my gaming PC. But that doesn't matter because it's a 4 series and a 3 series, so it's not even that big of a deal. If it was a 4th gen, then it would have been a upgrade to put that CPU on my PC. So they're moving their old PC, which just has a Core i3 and a horrendous Seagate hard drive, because, right, Seagate makes the worst hard drives. Everyone knows that. So it's been a little busy. I'm mostly so bored on the Sunday that I just don't want to make a video. I literally just want to sleep and have school. The Sundays are so boring for me. Almost every Saturday, I go to a thrift shop to see if they have new phones. And that's why I don't make many new smartphone my collection videos, because I don't get phones daily. If so, my parents would be mad. Well, not mad, but just found that ridiculous, because it is. So, yeah. And you're probably thinking, well, if that's so personal to you, if this information is so personal to you, what has been really just making your videos just a bumpy ride, because school is just the main thing. I have school every single day except for Saturday and Sunday, and on Saturdays I mostly go to friends and I'm pretty busy. But on Sundays I have to rest out for school, man. So yeah, I mean, like, the Saturday is like the best day for for me. But yeah, that's just how it's been going. And you're probably thinking, well, that's not that hard. Well, you're kind of right. I'm not gonna blame you. I'm not gonna be angry with you in the comments. But it's still a little too hard to also make a YouTube video. It's probably not gonna get a lot of views. So yeah, what I would really, really love you to do, guys, is to put a comment down below and ask me what to make a video next. If you are gonna do that, then that will motivate me so much more. Please do that. I mean, you're gonna deserve a heart, that's for sure. But yeah, I have just lots of school to do. The Mondays is a horrible startup for me every single time. Like every single Monday, it's a horrible start because Monday sucks. Because it's just a full size day. It's just, I mean, most of the time I think at school, like, nah, it's a Monday, man. It's just relax. It's not a full size day. It is a full size day, and the day that's coming after that is more horrendous. But yeah, so lots of school to do, and just not having really the motivation to do YouTube videos. That's the main problem that I have. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video, and see y'all later.